For the second time since Trump said he was going to be arrested and started attacking the Manhattan District Attorney, the NYPD had to rush to DA Bragg's office to investigate a threatening letter in an envelope containing white powder. Now, the powder was determined to be non-hazardous, thankfully. The envelope contained a vulgar note along with a picture of Bragg and Trump. The previous envelope, which was mailed from Orlando, Florida, according to postal markings, contained an explicit death threat against Bragg. Law enforcement is investigating the envelopes, so they are just a small sample of the hate mail that inundates Bragg's office. The New York Daily News reports that beyond physical mail, the office is getting streams of emails with racial slurs and threats like, quote, "Remember, we are everywhere and we have guns." It's not just the Manhattan DA receiving threats after the ex-president attacks him on social media. Today, Trump was back in New York for a deposition in a business fraud case brought by the New York State Attorney General. As he got ready to go to that deposition, he took the time to write a few racist posts attacking that prosecutor as well. Danya is a former deputy New York Attorney General, served as a deputy chief of the criminal division in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. She's also representing Michael Cohen in the $500 million civil lawsuit Trump filed against him yesterday. We'll talk about that, and she joins me now. Danya, first let me just talk about these threats and the ability of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to do its job and what it means for the courts and the court system. Obviously, I've talked to a bunch of prosecutors who say, yeah, you know, prosecutors' offices get a lot of grief. I mean, there's a lot of people who are angry about getting prosecuted. So they have security. There's a certain level to which they drown this out. This does seem to be, to me, another level. And at what point is there some recourse here in terms of the judge stepping in?
Yeah, this is a whole other level. I was a federal prosecutor for well over a decade, and we prosecuted all manner of violent crime and organized crime, and never saw anything quite like this. So the judge has already, I think, issued a shot across the bow and has warned Trump and his supporters that they better, chill out a little bit, be cool, and not threaten. I mean, of course, the judge has been threatened. His family has been called out. The district attorney, his family, the attorney general, as you mentioned, witnesses. We just saw this lawsuit that was filed. And so this is kind of stock and trade, witness intimidation and obstruction. But there is recourse. If the judge feels that Trump has crossed the line and there is an actual threat and that it will be impossible for the district attorney's office to conduct its investigation and this prosecution, he will issue some kind of gag order. He's already said that. That's highly unusual. But I think in a case where this level of threat, we've already seen that, and we're many, many months away from trial, I think it's a realistic possibility.
Well, and this is obviously the sort of go-to tactic here, and he did it to Shames. He's done it with Michael Cohen, who is your client in this lawsuit, where he has filed this what seems obviously retaliatory civil suit against Michael Cohen as, punishment for his disloyalty. What is the status of that suit?
Well, it's punishment and also probably as some form of workaround for a potential gag order. So he might cloak himself in the mantle of litigation privilege and, say all the things that he's wanted to say and issue the same kinds of threats as he otherwise would have. The posture is, as far as I'm aware, Mr. Cohen has not yet been served, so the clock has not started to tick. I think there are all kinds of problems with the charges here. I don't think they stand up. I think there are some gating issues, including jurisdiction, perhaps statute of limitations issues, and failure to state a claim, I think, on pretty much all of these claims. So I think there will be some very, very strong defenses. If Mr. Cohen is ever served, it may well be that the purpose of the lawsuit has been served, and no pun intended, and that there really is no other purpose, because I don't think Mr. Trump actually wants to litigate this and get the case handed to him again, as he has so many times, including by Mr. Cohen in a case that I brought against the Trump administration and Attorney General Barr.
That's a really good point. And again, it's a sort of rule of reporting, right, that you You try not to report on threatened lawsuits until they happen for precisely this reason, so they can't have the effect without actually filing. So it's a sort of put up or shut up situation. Danya Perry, thank you very much.